So I finished my video early, and there's more that I could say about that because the Epstein-Maxwell thing is far from fucking done. I shall be watching that with keen eyes. But I want to address a video I did 2 days ago, I think, maybe 3, where I lost my shit. And I've lost my shit a lot recently. And I think that it might be down to me going through the menopause, because I don't usually lose my shit this much. Yes, I lost my brother, and yes, my brother was murdered. And over the last 10 years, I've split up with who I thought was the love of my life. Got that wrong. I lost my mother, 2 of my brothers, and 3 cats. And it's just been a shit 10 years. I'm really hoping that 2022 just fucking stops serving me up bags of bollocks, to be fair. I've had enough. I've had a fucking enough of that. But I have lost my shit on YouTube a lot over the past couple of years, and I think it might be a menopause thing. In this year, we're still in 2021. I don't know what fucking year we're in. I don't know what fucking year we're in this time. Don't know what day of the week it is. Don't know fucking anything. But yeah, I think it was September and October or something. I had a period. I had 2 periods every month. Bastards of periods. And then I've not had one for another 2 months. Yeah, so that would be, yeah. So I had my birthday, and then I just coming up to my birthday. So it might be, I don't fucking know. I'm not, well, I do write it down, but now my lovely calendar is out of date. I could take it down, but it's got BTS on it. I don't have a BTS calendar for 2022. I'm not happy. But what can you do? But yeah, so I had 2 months where I had 2 periods per month, and then I've not had one for a few months. So I think that part of the reason why I'm losing my shit right now is menopause related. I don't know. Like, I am in a menopause group on Facebook, and I don't really get that involved because everybody's like, drugs, take some drugs, take HRT, take this, like, just do something. And I'm like, where I'm looking at it from is like, well, I went through puberty without taking drugs, and surely this is reverse puberty. And I've mentioned this in this group, and they're like, no, it's different. Yes, well, surely, like, puberty was getting these hormones into your system, and menopause is taking them out. And I don't want to go down the pharmaceutical route. And that's because the pharmaceutical route has killed 2. It's killed my mum and my brother. The pharmaceutical companies have killed 2 of the people that I loved the most in my life. I don't want to do it. I would rather suffer. I would rather my life for now was an absolute hell. Because in puberty, my life was absolute hell. You know, like, I had the mood swings and all this, that and the other, and it's like, well, surely it's the same thing. I don't want you to make me back to this point in my life I don't want you to make me safe. I don't want drugs to make me safe. I'd rather fucking run the gauntlet and see where life took me of its own free will. And yes, there are people that are like, no, this is going to kill you. You're going to get this. You're going to get that and whatever. But I've heard too many talks of HRT giving people cancer and stuff. Me mum, like one of the things that they said is heart problems. My mum took HRT, had a heart attack, not directly related, can't fucking say that it is. She took everything that the doctors wrote her. Every time anything went wrong, she went to the doctors and they prescribed her something else. And she died a horrible death. It weren't pretty. It wasn't pretty. And like literally, you know, just before she died, just before she took her last flu jab, I happened to go and look after her because my stepdad had went in for a knee surgery. And I went through inserts, drug inserts, and everything, like so many things that she was prescribed. It said, don't take this if you're on this. And like, fuck knows what the doctors were thinking. I haven't got a clue. Because they were prescribing her shit that was contraindicating other shit she was taking. It weren't pretty. So I don't trust the doctors. But you go to the doctors. Last time I went to the doctors was for one of my children. And they said, and every time I've been in there before then with anything to do with me, what do you want me to do for you? It's like, well, you're the doctor. What do you think I need? It's like, but they sit there and say, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to prescribe? What do you want? And it's like, when I went there last time with my son, she said, like, oh, you know, what do you want? So I said, well, we want a diagnosis of this, and we'd like some help with this, and this, that, and the other. And she said, well, would you be happy to take medication? And we thought she was talking about his ADHD, because that's what we'd gone in with. And she said, we're like both like, yeah, you know, if you can help. And she says, right, okay, I'm gonna prescribe you sertraline. And I went, hold on, that's an antidepressant. And she said, yeah. And I'm like, no. He's not going on antidepressants. He's 21 years old. No. And she said, well, to be fair, and like fucking came at me in my face and said, like, it's not your decision to make. Turned to my son and went, it's up to you. You need to decide. You're a man. Would you like these drugs? And he said, well, I'll go with what my mum says, thanks. She's like, right, okay then. But literally, they will prescribe you whatever the fuck. My daughter's been prescribed antidepressants as well for pain with fibromyalgia. Like, literally, when she rang up and made the appointment for my son, and they said on the phone, the receptionist said, is he willing to take antidepressants? And she said no. So the doctor knew when I went in there, no, he's not having antidepressants. She asked anyway. These people are on fucking commission. Obviously, they make bare fucking dollar from, can't say it, because they'll get taken down. But they make money from giving people drugs. What kind of health system do we have when people are paid to give other people drugs. And how can these people who are paid to give people drugs, how can they sit there and say in all good faith, I'm doing this for the benefit of the patient, when they know what they're making on money out of it? Literally, the world has gone nut job, Bob. And fuck knows where we're going from here, but I hope that people start realising it soon, because it just fucking, it's nuts. But I shall ride my menopause out, and apologies to everybody that I offend in the process, because on occasion I lose my shit. And you've only got to watch my YouTube videos to see that I lose my shit. And yes, it's the menopause, it's also the state of the world that we're in, and it's also the circumstances that have fucking flung themselves on me. My brother was murdered. My mum just trusted. She trusted the drugs that killed her. Like, I struggle with my own shit, like, because they're dead and whatever. It's like, well, I panic about me, about my loved ones, about my friends, you know, like, but ultimately the further you can stick away from anything that people make money from, the better. I'd rather just, if I died tomorrow because I didn't take something that somebody made money off, I consider it a worthy death. Like, I will not take something that somebody's being paid good money for me to take. I don't trust it. Will never trust it. And if that makes me one of the bad guys, then you're looking in the wrong place for your bad guys, in my personal opinion.